Hi, it's Andrew from RealSpeak here, and today we're going to look at phrases for online meetings in English. So to begin with, when you first go online, you may have some technical issues. Now we call these issues, not problems, because problems sounds negative, and generally in business English I'd like to use the word issue rather than problem. So common issues: sorry, but I can't hear you, or sorry, but I can't see you. Can you hear me now? Can you see me now? Or could you give me a moment while I try to fix my audio? Or could you give me a moment while I try to fix my video? Next up, my or your or John's screen has frozen. And sorry, I can see you, but I can't hear you. Are you on mute? So mute is no sound. And we can put people on mute too. And I think I may have a connection issue. So once we have the technical issues resolved, then it's time to begin the meeting. So we could begin with something like good morning, good afternoon everyone, thank you for coming, shall we begin? Or if we're all here, let's get started. Or let's start the meeting, shall we? We might want to check that everybody's here. So, okay, is everybody here? Who are we waiting for? You might just want to start the meeting if some people are late, so I think we'd best make a start without them, or without him or her. Or if everybody is punctual, well, since everyone is here, let's get started. And I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. And who would like to kick things off? So to kick off means to start. So who's going to begin the meeting? Who would like to kick things off? So the meeting started. It's underway. You might want to make some introductions. So I'm Andrew, and I arranged this meeting because, and I'll talk about what this meeting's about. Or please join me in welcoming John from accounts. Or I would like to introduce John from accounts. It's a pleasure to welcome John from accounts. And if there's somebody attending the meeting who's not normally there, we could ask people for introductions. So let's introduce ourselves quickly. Please state your name, job title, and why you are here. So the introductions are done. Now you want to set the agenda. So has everyone received a copy of the agenda? Because if people don't have the agenda, how can they follow the meeting? How could they have prepared for it? And I've called this meeting in order to, and that relates to the agenda. Or we're here today to discuss, again, related to the agenda. And then there are 3 items on the agenda. First, and let's get into what we're here to talk about. So you might want to interrupt the meeting, so you could say, excuse me, could I add something here? Or I'm not sure I understood that first time round. Sorry, I didn't quite hear that. Could you say that again? Or perhaps let's circle back to that. So let's return to this later on. You might need to check your understanding in the meeting. So you could say, I'm afraid I didn't quite catch that. It's a way of saying it means I didn't understand it, or I didn't understand some of it. Again, a similar phrase. Could you run that by me one more time? Or I'm not sure I follow your point about. And these phrases really, can you repeat that please? They sort of mean that, but in a more polite business English way. You might need to clarify some of the information you've been told. So you could say, let me check that I have understood you correctly, and then repeat what they've said to you in your own words. Or if somebody hasn't given you enough information or detail, you could say to them, can you expand on that? Or could you explain to me how that's going to work? Or could you be a little more precise, please? I need more detail. Could you be a little more precise? And then to repeat the idea back to them, to check, to clarify, you could say, basically, the idea, in a nutshell, is, And the nutshell means a summary or a few words. So you could say back to them in very few words what they've told you, and you're checking your clarification, you're checking your understanding of the content in the meeting. You might need to take control of a meeting. You may not be the chairperson, the person who organised the meeting, but the meeting might not be under control properly. So we've got a phrase like this: I think we're getting off topic. We can discuss that in another meeting, because sometimes one idea leads to another, and then we're talking about something that's not on the agenda. We're getting off topic. Again, if we find that people are just talking about something and it's not related to the agenda, we could say, if nobody needs to add anything, let's move on to the next item on the agenda. And you take back control of the meeting. Coming towards the end of the meeting, you might need to arrange the next steps. So, what are the next steps? That's a good question. Somebody might say, well, this is John from accounts. He will take a lead on that. He'll be responsible for that. That's his action from the meeting. You might say, let's pencil in another meeting. Pencil in means to arrange or to organise. And ask if people are free. Are we all free next Tuesday at 10? Are we all free Monday the 24th of September at 11 a.m? Are we all free? People can check the diary. The meeting can be arranged then and there. Then to close a meeting. So you could say, to conclude, we have decided to, and then these are the points, the action points from the meeting. Shall we go over the main points or actions? I mean, shall we repeat? Shall we check? Shall we clarify? I think we can leave this here today. Okay, it's a nice way of saying, right, let's stop. It's time to wrap up the meeting, or it's time to wrap the meeting up. To wrap up means to conclude, to end, to finish. Can you send invites to the next meeting, please? And, of course, thank you for a constructive meeting. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that class and found it useful. If you would like to book some English classes with me, you can email me at info@realspeak.uk. You can check my website as well, realspeak.uk, for English classes and support for English teachers. Also, if you can think of anything you'd like me to explain in a future video, please leave a comment below. Obviously, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. You could subscribe to the channel, perhaps even buy me a coffee. Please leave any comments in the description below, and thank you very much. See you next time.